Imagine you're in the middle of a high-stakes board presentation and an emergency breaks out. Your first instinct, it probably isn't to reach for your lapel microphone.
No, definitely not.
But maybe for $1,400, it should be. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at the Gain Audio HT-COMALERT-KIT. Our mission here is to figure out exactly why a conference room might cost that much and what those dollars reveal about the evolution of modern presentation technology.
It's a steep price tag for sure.
Oh, absolutely. So, okay, let's unpack this. Reading through the spec sheet, it's kind of like looking under the hood of a high-end car. It's easy to glaze over the baseline numbers. You have your standard 2.4 gigahertz frequency, an 8-hour rechargeable battery,
And that sleek dual mic metal base that charges in an hour, yeah.
right. But for anyone in the AV world, I mean, that is all expected. Those are basically table stakes.
They absolutely are.
Yeah.
If you were dropping over $1,000 on an audio kit, you're not paying for an 8-hour battery.
Yeah, you'd hope not.
You're paying for how the hardware actively removes friction from the user experience.
And the specs point to that immediately with this innovative magnetic lanyard design, because usually you're nervously fumbling with a clumsy lapel clip.
Oh, yeah, and a tangled wire.
Yeah.
Like 2 minutes before you speak.
Exactly. So is a magnetic lanyard just a gimmick, or does this finally solve that awkward fumbling problem right before a presentation?
What's fascinating here is that these features really prioritize frictionless use. You literally just snap it on and go.
Plus, the spec sheet highlights an ultra-low audio delay, under 50 milliseconds, with noise reduction. And then there's something called analog mixed outputs. How does that actually work in practice?
Well, the receiver effortlessly handles 2 wireless mics simultaneously, but it shifts the control away from the soundboard.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The analog mixed outputs mean the receiver is combining the audio from both mics into one stream, and here's the kicker, the mix levels are determined by local volume buttons right on the microphones themselves.
Wait, so the presenter adjusts their own volume on the fly?
Exactly. You completely skip the need for an AV tech scrambling at a mixing board in the back of the room.
Wow, okay. So the design eliminates the physical and technical friction of getting set up. But what about the friction of the actual presentation? Because I noticed a spec that feels totally counterintuitive.
Let me guess, the range limit.
Yes, there's a 100-foot line of sight limit with a built-in automatic range alarm. I mean, a 100-foot alarm sounds like a nightmare. If I'm pacing the stage and my mic starts blaring an alarm at me, that's going to completely derail the presentation. Isn't having your tech yell at you a bit annoying?
It sounds intrusive, I know. But if we connect this to the bigger picture, it acts more like a digital leash.
A digital leash.
Yeah. Think about a massive corporate space or a sprawling university lecture hall. A speaker wandering too far and unknowingly dropping audio for half their audience is a much worse disruption.
Oh, right, because then there's just pantomiming up there.
Precisely. The alarm enforces a functional boundary. It's a localized warning to prevent that specific human error before the signal cuts out entirely.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, but that range warning is just one part of the COMALERT namesake of the device. Here's where it gets really interesting.
The panic button.
Yes, the spec sheet lists a built-in panic button. How does a lapel mic actually interface with a building's emergency system?
So it requires a bridge. This kit pairs with an external hardware device called a MIC-BOX.
Okay.
If a presenter hits that panic button, the microphone sends a wireless signal back to the receiver.
Right.
The receiver then uses the MIC-BOX to shoot out a custom command like an SOS message directly over its USB-C interface to external monitoring systems.
Wow. So it taps directly into the building's central nervous system. It isn't just sending audio to speakers, it's acting as a roaming sensory node for the room's overarching security protocol.
Precisely. You are buying a critical communication lifeline disguised as a conference room microphone. That level of deep integration is what ultimately commands the $1,400 price tag.
So what does this all mean for you? Whether you're outfitting a classroom or prepping for a board meeting, modern tech isn't just about amplifying a voice anymore.
No, not at all.
It's about anticipating human error and integrating safety.
This raises an important point. It changes how we view AV infrastructure. It's no longer just an isolated utility. It has become an active layer of organizational security.
It really has. Which leaves us with this final provocative thought for you to ponder. If our everyday meeting tools are evolving to include built-in location boundaries and panic buttons, how long until every basic piece of office equipment doubles as an integrated emergency response node?